Hey, what's up, guys? Peace and blessings. Welcome to my live real talk with your girl, Lady D. Yes, as you can see right here, I'm gonna go ahead and switch it up a little bit. We're gonna go ahead and put um what that I'll be watching. I'm trying to think of that show. I'll be watching Huntsville in Alabama, something like that. Okay, guys. But we're gonna talk about Real Housewives of Atlanta, which I've been talking about this for years. It's just that I had stopped talking about it once my girl Nene was off, but this right here had caught my attention. This right here is season 15. Boy, time so past, man, because I was watching this show from the beginning, and after all the original castmates had left, that was it with me. I just went ahead and deleted all my videos and I was done. I was not like some of them, say that they was going to go ahead and leave the show and still was watching. No, I was done. I deleted all those videos and I left, but I'm not deleting no more videos. That's size. No more videos. I am not deleting. But I was going to make a pre video, but for some reason, I don't know. I just can't make pre videos no more. I used to, be able to make my little videos, but now I guess I don't got so comfortable doing my lives, and I guess it is what it is. But I got to like 1 hour. I was making some videos and I got to 1 hour. And about time I got through editing, finding all types of problems in it, before you know it was no more than 2 minutes. But yes, I'm gonna go ahead and get on with this show right here. Real talk with your girl, Lady D, guys. Welcome, welcome if you come on. We're gonna go ahead and talk about, yes, we're gonna talk about Real Housewives of Atlanta. I see that Martell hosts went over there, trying to go ahead and get that peach. Now, I don't know if he's trying to get a permanent peach. Is he's trying to leave Love and Marriage in Huntsville? I don't know. But, to say that now he's doing two shows, that is very big, very, very big. And I don't see too many of these Love and Marriage Huntsville fans. I don't see them talking about it because, they usually, when they see someone that's a part of Love and Marriage in Huntsville, they own it. They talk about it, but I guess they don't like this right here. But like I said, it is what it is. You just can't stop someone from making their income. And when it comes to Bravo Network, Bravo have a very huge platform. And I don't know if this is going to be a permanent thing. Because I did hear where Sheree was saying that she's trying to get Martell up there with her. So I don't know. But like I say, that's just a storyline. But it's working out because I don't think that these two are together. But it started off like that, in the premiere. The producers had asked Sheree, in her confession, about her and Martell, pretty much, is their relationship serious? She didn't say too much about it, but like I said, guys, I guess they are very, very good friends. And maybe, Martell might, stay at Real Housewives of Atlanta, or he might go ahead and get him a spinoff, which, I guys, like I say, when I call something, you guys can go ahead and take it to the bank. I really think, and remember you heard it here, I truly, truly, truly think that Martell Holtz and Ariane Curry, I think that these two have jumped the broom, because for some reason you don't see Ariane on social media that much. You know, some people were saying, and I'm gonna say allegedly, but like I said, it is what it is, that she might be pregnant again. But maybe that now that Martell is doing another reality show, maybe she's trying to go ahead and stay off of social media some, because she probably say, oh, I really don't need it anymore, to come out, because you know the money is going into some of her pockets. So long as she's getting some of that money, she probably say, well, okay, I'm not going to go ahead and worry about it, because we already saw you know those two, most likely is together. But let's go ahead into Real Housewives of Atlanta. I really like what I saw. I like that someone besides Kenya Moore and Candy Boris is driving this season. I really like it. Just like I say, almost all of the original castmates gonna appear, and I don't know why Nene didn't show up, but I remember that Sheree had said something on the Call is King show. I think she tried to reach out to Nene. I'm not sure, but I remember when they all came on Call is King show, which I still don't quite understand why Call is King didn't get that group together, because he was a part of the original cast. Why it's on Bravo? Now that's the part that I really don't understand, because to me, I would think that Carlos King would have dropped the ball on this, because we all been asking for this. We all been asking for the original cast. And Deshawn Snow, she was my favorite. Yes, she was my favorite, but she was too peaceful for everybody. And that's the reason why they most likely went ahead and got her off. But I like what Sheree had said, that, the original cast, she don't think that they really had got a chance, to show who they really was. And just to say that, now Sheree is giving them another platform so they can go ahead and talk about their story or what's going on in their life, because I'm pretty sure a lot of things had changed. Because if I'm not mistaken, I think Deshaun White, she had divorced her husband, and Lisa Walsh, she had divorced her husband. So, I would like to know what happened, in their life, because that's how Real Housewives of Atlanta has started with them. They are the fiber, they are the backbone to Real Housewives of Atlanta. And when it comes to Kim Zolciak, we know that Kim Zolciak, she's been going through a lot. It was saying that her house was going into foreclosure, which, I already had told you guys that you guys can say whatever you want to say. She's going to figure out how to go ahead and dig herself out that hole. But, I'm glad. I'm very glad that Sheree went ahead and, got this, got the old original cast back, which I hate saying old, but, the original cast, because that's the foundation of everything. But it started off, with Sheree talking about Martell. Like I said, I don't know if these two have a relationship. I don't know if it's just a publicity stunt, or whatever it is, it's working, okay? And I like the part that where Sanya Richards Ross was, she went ahead and threw her husband like a 20s party, where they all came together, looking, like the 1920s, which I thought that thing was very beautiful. They looked good. It wasn't nothing all for so far what we saw, all ratchet and nasty, like the stuff that Candy and Kenya Moore be throwing out. You remember with Bolo and how they had Cynthia Bailey pinned to the wall. I guess that was her wedding shower, whatever. But that was just too ridiculous. So we don't need Candy Boys to go ahead and throw another party. But I like what Sheree is doing. I really like what Sheree doing, and maybe I might watch the show, because I haven't watched the show pretty much since Nene had left. I just went ahead and I was done with it, especially when it comes to these reality shows, because like I say, it drains you. And with Kenya Moore, trust me, oh my God, she was just doing a little too much. She was like hitting below the belt, and I just couldn't take all that stuff, because you know how it is when it comes to these other reality shows. But I really like it. So let me see if I can go ahead and read some of the stuff that was going on, and we're going to go ahead and talk about it, because I think this right here, I think a lot of people going to watch it, and not only just because Sheree is bringing in all the original cast, but also with Love and Marriage in Huntsville, their fans is going to go over to Real Housewives of Atlanta as well. But I really like what Sheree and Marlo, they really, I think those two get along real good. And I truly think that they are the ones that's trying to bring this show and put it back on track. Because like I said, when it came to Kenya Moore and Candy, it's like they was just bringing that show into a gutter. That's exactly how it looked like it to me. But let me go ahead, and this is right here is coming from the Daily Dish. I'm gonna go ahead and give you some of the stuff that is gonna go on. Like I said, with this premiere that they showed, I really enjoyed it, and just to see that, they're not, at least acting like they was acting before. But like I said, Sonya Ross, she's gonna go ahead and throw her husband a 20s theme. And also, I talked about already with Sheree Whitfield when she was in a confession. They had asked her about Martell Holtz, and she said, yes, they are a couple. As Sheree had put it in the confession, Martell and I, we are officially dating, which, all that right there is for show. I don't think that these two have, they look like they enjoy each other, but I don't think that the chemistry is there to say that these two are a couple. But I will, I want to know who was the friend that had introduced them to each other, because when it comes to Martell Holtz and Sheree, it looked like these two turns two different corners, because I don't see anything that they have in common. But also it says, unfortunately, not everyone approve of the parent. Kenya Morris, particular, hesitate to give Martell her approval, and she makes it clear when she revealed that to Candace Boris. Now, when I had read that part right there of Kenya Moore, she have to approve who Sheree, is dating. I didn't believe that at all, because one thing about Sheree is not no weak chicken. Oh, she's not like a Portia or one of these young girls that Kenya Moore can go ahead and railroad. We know good and well Kenya Moore is not going to mess with Sheree, not at all, because Sheree is going to check her in a minute. So I don't believe that part right there, that Kenya Moore, she got to get into, which we're going to see a scene of that she's going to try to mellow in that affair, because she went ahead, and I saw a clip where she went ahead and dissed Martell, yes, saying that he was a piece of ass. And I hate when they do stuff like this, every time you trying to attack a black man, trying to put your foot on their neck, to me, that was, but think about it, who mouth is coming from. And how can Kenya Moore call Martell out when most of the men that it was said that she had, and I'm gonna say allegedly, most of the men that she brought on that show was fake, and she went ahead and rent, because we know her and Mark Daly, I never ever saw these people together getting along. When they was together, they was pretty much fighting, and it didn't look like these people even had a relationship. It looked like it was just planted. It's like Mark Daly, he was like a sperm donor. These two didn't have no chemistry at all. So how can she sit there and try to approve somebody else's relationship when she can't even, she can't even keep the men that she have? I don't know, from all the seasons that I have been watching that show, that Kenya Moore really had some man that really, it looked like that these two was together, that it was authentic. I don't know no man. Every last man that she had, it looked like they was very uncomfortable, like she dragged these people on this show just to go ahead and film with her. So like I said, she need to just go ahead and just go ahead and shut up. But let me go ahead and get on. And then the thing about it is that, it always Candy Boris and Kenya Moore is the one that trying to get into somebody else's affair. And I like the part, which I'm going ahead of myself, that when Martell had went to Sheree house, Martell has called Candy and Todd 3 feet or something like that, talking about these little short people, talking about me and stuff like this. But like I say, they need to go ahead and mind their own business. So right here it was saying that Martell was also dating someone in Atlanta. Now I don't know who that is, but that's the rumor that Kenya Moore is trying to go ahead and put out, that Mark Daly was dating someone in Atlanta. Now you know good and well if that was true, them bloggers would have been and got to that. You know, you didn't hear nobody talking about Martell had somebody else. How are you doing, Queenie? Queenie is in the house. She say, "Happy Friday, Lady D. Hope you enjoying your day, girl. I hope you had a great day." But yes, I went ahead and just switched it up a little bit, talking about Real Housewives of Atlanta. Are you familiar with that show, Queenie? Because I know you're not too familiar when it comes to these reality shows. But I was trying to do some other stuff, talking about stuff that was going on out there in the real world, but these people don't like to monetize nothing like that. When we start talking the truth, talking about stuff that we are passionate about and talking about real life issues, these people, long as you entertaining these people, that's all, you know, they like. But let me go ahead and finish it. This right here, where yeah, Martell, Kenya Moore is saying that Martell was dating someone in Atlanta. And like I said, I don't believe that, and especially coming from Kenya Moore. And I want to know how Kenya Moore can say that Martell was in her DM last year or last season. We didn't even, Kenya Moore didn't even know a Martell. She was even shocked when Sheree was saying that she had a friend she was dating. Now all of a sudden, Martell was in her DM. Come on. Now what Martell looked like being in, of all people, Kenya Moore. Kenya Moore is 50 years old or more. Come on. I don't think that this man wants to sit there and go after no Kenya Moore. And it really does not have to be age anyway, but come on now. I don't even believe that. No, no, not one bit. Okay, Queenie say she did see it. She saw Real Housewives of Atlanta. Yeah, I might do some reviews on it. I'm gonna see how it's play out. See if I like what I see, because they always started off with the super teas, and then after that everything just go down. Yeah, so getting back to that, let me see where I'm at. Martell was also dating in Atlanta. Not only that, but Kenya say Martell tried to DM her. Um, he doesn't take the accusation very well, and before you know it, Kenya is yelling at him. Yeah, I didn't like it. Like I said there and say, why is she at a party, somebody else party, and she wants to make it all about her? And I want to see how that played out, because if Martell just came to the table and introduced him to, the group, and then all of a sudden Kenya Moore go on her rant, to me that was tacky, which she likes to be seen anyway. So, and then right here it says the party confrontation in there, but only because the episode rewind to 4 days early. Now we at Sheree's chateau, just as she's greeting Martell and dishing on the relationship in a confession interview. I met Martell through a mutual friend. He's on a reality show and we really enjoy each other's company. Sheree explained of the Love and Marriage Huntsville cast member. Despite what you see on TV, he never showed me anything but respect. So that's what Sheree, was telling in her confession, that, she really liked Martell. He never disrespect her. And what they did was they went back 4 days when Martell had came to Sheree's house. And we saw the scene where Sheree had a catering coming over there to cook, and Martell he went straight in the bedroom, like he knew exactly where the bedroom was, because Sheree had told Martell to go and change. And he, it's not like she went ahead and directed, Martell which room to go or where to go. He just went in and just stripped down, and before you know it, he had changed, in some other comfortable clothes. And then they were sitting down and they was talking. So I guess that's not the first time that Martell was at that house. Okay. But like I said, this is a reality show, guys. So let me continue. It says the only problem, Martell lives in Huntsville, Alabama, she know, but I would love for Martell to move closer. So Sheree is saying that, she wanted Martell to go and move closer to her, which I did hear that Martell had wanted to move to Atlanta. And maybe because of that show, Country Girl says they have already had relations. I guess so, country girl. But I think this is just a publicity stunt. I don't think that these two have anything in common. Like I said, I really think, and I might be wrong, that Martell and Ariane, I think that these two had went ahead and tied the knot. And the reason why I say that, because everybody is going around saying that she looked like she was pregnant. Also, it had a picture where the back of Martell headboard, his bed, Sheree, not Sheree, Ariane, she had took a little selfie. So I just hope that, she's not taking a selfie and she's still dating a man that, she been through hell and back. That does not make no sense at all. So if he even step foot into my life again, he gonna have to put a ring on it. So most likely, I think that those two went ahead and got married. So I don't know, but time is going to tell. Most like, but what I think is that how it's going to go ahead and work out. I think at the end of this season, Sheree and Martell going to end up breaking up, and he's going to go with Ariane Curry, and maybe Ariane, she might be on Real Housewives of Atlanta, or maybe Martell might go ahead and get a spinoff, because who everybody talk about who? Martell. So I'm pretty sure that Martell, either he's going to have a permanent position on Real Housewives of Atlanta, or maybe on Love and Marriage in Huntsville. But I'm pretty sure that it's going to be with Ariane going to be on board, because I sure think that those two have gotten married. So if they got married, quite obvious, and he stays on these reality shows, they're going to have to show those two together. So we're going to see how it's going to go ahead and play out. But you guys know, when I call something, trust me, you can go ahead and take it to the bank. Okay. So right here it says the only problem, okay, the distance. So that's the thing about it. Sheree added that she just really happy that she didn't give up on love when her years long and off relationship with Tyrone, which that right there, man, I think that's just something that Sheree was just trying to hold on as a storyline. But for one thing that we do know for sure, she got a storyline this season, because she's really pushing this show into something that we really was looking for. Because we got tired of Candy Boris and Kenya Moore. And I think that maybe because Sheree, she's more of an older person, where she knows exactly what people want, because most of all these people that was on the show, the original ones, it's like they more what we can relate to. So the stuff that Candy Boris and Kenya Moore are doing, we can't relate to that, because we looking at this show how it originated, a wealthy women, or at least pretending to be wealthy, living behind the gate, living that life. But the way that they have spent this show, it's like we don't even know what we're watching anymore. I know I don't. I know I don't, not at all. But let Sheree and Marlo, let them steer it to the exactly where it needs to be. But right here it says, when the mention of the L word, a producer asks if she's in love with Martell. I didn't say that. Sheree responded, prompting the producers. She said, "You said you were happy. You didn't choose close the door to love." "Yeah, it's still open," Sheree said with a laugh. "You tried to get me." So right there, I guess Sheree just playing along, but this is nothing but a publicity stunt right here. I don't think that those two or together. But then I had saw a scene where Candy and Molo, yes, Candy and Molo had got into it. Now that part I really liked. And the reason, and you know, I don't like all that drama, but that part I really liked because I got tired of seeing every season that everybody looked like they was timid. They was walking on eggshells. When Candy, you know, it's like they would give Candy a pass. And we already know Kenya Moore was, and Kenya Moore don't give nobody a pass. But with Candy, it's like they were scared to even touch Candy. And that's why I used to say, you know, do Candy, you know, do she have a part, you know, playing behind the scene because nobody wants to confront Candy, you know, just like with Shoni on Basketball Wives, you know how she was one of the cast members, then she was the executive producer because we know that Candy was the type of person that she would throw the rock and she would hide her hands. Candy was more of a bone collector. Candy never really brought anything, not to me. Candy really never brought anything. Candy, only thing she would do, she would bring the bone and then she would let Kenya Moore be the one to go ahead and clean it up because we know Kenya Moore, she was nothing but a loose cannon. But Marlo, she heard us, you know, because Marlo is not going to cater to Candy. Marlo said exactly what she felt, what everybody else was thinking, but they couldn't say it. But I'm glad Marlo went ahead and said it because even when it comes to Candy's children, Marlo called Candy out. Candy does not be with her kids. Candy is out there chasing those dollars. And I don't know why Candy think that, you know, it's something new that she's hearing because Candy's own daughter, Raleigh. I remember Raleigh said the same thing when they all was having a dinner date. It was Candy, Tide, and it was Ace at the time, and Raleigh, where Raleigh had called Candy and Tide out. Raleigh said that Tide should lose the name Daddy Daycare because, you know, he's not involved in his children life. You know, Candy was saying that, and I'm gonna say a legend because it's not the word verbatim, that Todd used to hang all night in the stripper clubs, and Raleigh was saying that she was tired of babysitting, you know, because, you know, and when Candy said that she wanted another child, Raleigh was telling Candy, you pretty much you on your own because I'm not going to sit home and babysit. So when Marlo went ahead and called Candy out on that, Candy blew up. Candy sat there and wanted to take Marlo's neck off and then wanted to bring up Marlo's past when Marlo had got in trouble when she was young, when she sat there and her and the girl, you know, had got into something where she went ahead and she sliced a person and they went ahead and they brought it up. But I'm so glad that Marlo, she does not let that gets the best to her, you know, that she's able to heal from all the stuff that had happened in her past because at one time that's the reason why they say Molo did not want it to come on that show because she didn't want it people to bring up all this stuff because she pretty much was not healed from it. And then, you know, the family members, it was so much mess behind all that stuff right there. But you know, when Mad Day come, people they love to, you know, throw stuff like that in your face. And Candy did that to Molo, and Molo she bit back and said, Candy, you know, she's pretty much out there chasing those dollars, but got babysitters and nannies keeping her children. But it's not something that Candy should blow up about because her own daughter had told her the same thing. And now I had saw on a bloggers where Candy, you know, her and her son, they doing some kind of chicken commercial with Kentucky. which I don't understand that part either, because it's not like Candy is stressed for money. Why is Candy promoting, which I understand that Kentucky is a very huge platform, franchise, but don't she have her own restaurant where she can promote Old Lady's Gang Chicken? I don't know. Make it make sense. But like I said, Candy loves money, but the love of money is the root of all things, you know. And when you feel like you never have enough, then that's exactly what's going to consume you. And before you know it, just like Marcel's dad had told him, you keep chasing those dollars, sooner or later you're gonna go home, and these kids not even gonna respect you, don't not even gonna know you, you know, you're not even gonna recognize your kids, you know, because you feel that, oh, if I go out there and I get this bag, I'm doing it for my children. But like I say, when it comes to kids, it's not really monetary stuff, you know, long as you home and they see their parents, you know, and loving on them, that's what kids want, you know. But this right here, guys, like I say, when it comes to Real Housewives of Atlanta, if it's like the premiere, I think it's gonna be good. Long as I know that it's in Sheree's and Marlo's hands. Long as it's in those two hands, I believe that, you know, yeah, it might blow up. It might get us watching, you know. But if Kenya Moore and Candy, you know, continue, you know, bringing it down, I don't think nobody want to watch it, because nobody wants to see that. Nobody don't want to see Kenya Moore constantly over 50 years old and constantly acting like a gutter sniper. Nobody wants to see that anymore. I know I don't want to see that anymore. And nobody wants to see Candy, you know, going around telling everybody's business. But soon in a minute, when someone say anything about her, you know, it's like she just take it to a whole different level. So nobody wants to see that either. So I'm ready to see something different. And from what we saw on the premiere, it looks like it's going to be different. Sheree looks beautiful, really beautiful. I don't know what she done to herself. I don't her Martell did to her, but looked like she had found the fountain of youth, because she looks very, very beautiful. She looks more happy, you know. So whatever they are doing, it's working. It's working for them. So like I say, I'm all for it. And I just cannot wait to see the original cast members together. I just can't wait to see it. I just wish that my girl Nene Leakes would be there, you know, but because that's her baby, you know, it's like we gonna always, you know, in our mind, when we see all the original cast together and not see Nene there, it's gonna be like something is missing, because we already know that's the foundation. She the one, you know, had got this ball rolling. But like I said, you know, I don't know what happened between Nene and Bravo franchise, whatever happened. I just hope that, you know, they can put their difference on the side and they can go ahead and work it out, because I don't know about you guys, you know, that's the first reality show that I started watching, and that was uh, Real Housewives of Atlanta. I'm not really into all those different shows, but when it came to this show right here, I can relate to it. We was in this from day one, even with Michelle Brown. I'm glad that she got her website back straight from the A, because we used to sit there and we used to love reading her articles. We was on Twitter, all of us together, and you know, DM each other. And well, she don't know me by this name right here, but we all started with Real Housewives of Atlanta. We had a group that we used to stay up all night talking about it, you know, and that right there, you know, like I said, Real Housewives of Atlanta, it was like the stepping stone where everybody came after Real Housewives of Atlanta, because I really didn't hear about Orange County, which I think I heard Orange County was before Real Housewives of Atlanta. But to me, when it came to Real Housewives of Atlanta, they put Bravo on the map. They was like the engine to that car that kept it going, because everybody, white and black, they was tuned in every Sunday faithfully to Real Housewives of Atlanta. Country girls say, "Me too. I used to love Real Housewives of Atlanta." Yes, and it wasn't all this what we see right now hitting below the belt. It was when they was getting along good. They was really getting along good. It started off beautiful. Now how it just spiraled out of control, I don't know. Maybe because they had got famous, and you know how money is, gets to people head. But I really enjoyed Real Housewives of Atlanta. And like I said, even with Andy Cohen, Watch What Happened Live, all this stuff originated off of Real Housewives of Atlanta. They didn't have Watch What Happened Live when those other reality shows was airing. They didn't have Watch What Happened Live. If I'm not mistaken, I'm gonna say a legend, because I remember Nene was saying that she started Watch What Happened Live, and Andy, he took it and he ran with it. you know, which, that's exactly what they do, but that even blowed up. And I also think when it comes to Real Housewives of Atlanta, they need another host. I don't think that Andy should be hosting that show, because Andy cannot really relate to what's going on Real Housewives of Atlanta. I think they should have somebody, somebody black. And it's not a racist thing, guys, but that's what I think that they should have, especially when they do those reunions. I think when it comes to Andy Cohen, I'm sorry to say, but I think that he had ran his course. It's time for him to go ahead, at least give up that seat when it comes to hosting a reunion for Real Housewives of Atlanta. But we're gonna see how it's gonna go ahead and play out, guys. I don't know about you, but I'm all for it. I was trying to make a video, guys. I didn't want to come on live, but I love coming on live. I love my girl Queenie, Logical. I love you guys for supporting me, always supporting me, holding my back. But I have gotten so comfortable coming on live. I don't care if it's two or three, or I don't even care if I'm by myself. To me, I like coming on live, because I can be my authentic self. When I do those videos, I find all kind of flaws. I'm editing, before you know it, I don't even have no content to go ahead and give you. But like I say, this right here is uncut, unapologetic, and unbiased. It is what it is. But yeah, guys, I'm so happy, of what I saw with the premiere. And you guys know that I was a very loyal person, especially when it came to Real Housewives of Atlanta. When Nene left, I deleted all my videos. I had almost, I'm not going to tell you no lie, I had almost 500 videos. I even had Nene. Nene used to retweet some of my videos, because like I said, when I give my reviews, I was fair about my reviews, But after I saw how Kenya Moore was just taking this show, to a whole dark place, when she remember when Kim Fields on you remember Kim Fields? I think she was on Different Stroke. And little Kim Fields didn't bother nobody, just because Kenya Moore felt like, she should have been the one that was the whatever she wanted to do. I think some kind of play that they had going with Cynthia Bailey. Kenya Moore felt like, she should be the one doing the show, and she wanted to go ahead and, hit below the belt with Kim Fields, took Kim Fields' chair and pulled the chair out. And then she brought, I remember the cookie lady, who she brought the cookie lady to somebody. I can't think that part, because after that I was done. But to me, that was below the belt. I just couldn't take no more. It was just, everything was about Kenya Moore. I couldn't take it. Country Girl say, I love being here, Lady D. Thank you very much, girl. And I love you here. Thank you, thank you, thank you very much. When I see you in here, I feel like, hey, I got more, gas that I could continue moving on, because like I said, I like people, whether they may not like my commentary, some or some may do, but they still going to support me because like I said there and say it's the vibe that's in here. In here is real talk. Like I said, I can't sugarcoat anything in here. Like I said, you either chew the fish or or in the kitchen or get out. That's exactly how I look at it. But yeah, guys, I really like what I saw. And I can't wait to see my girl. My favorite was because I'm team right. I don't pick a side, but when Real Housewives of Atlanta first came on, Deshaun White, Deshaun Snow, yes, she was my favorite. I really liked it, her. The only thing that I didn't like when she had pitched that big old party and she had everybody, coming and nobody supported her, eating her food and not, doing anything, no donation or anything. And I hated that part. And after that, they got rid of her. I loved it. Lisa Woe. Lisa Woe, she's a type, at the time, you can't, shoot, whatever you tell her, trust me, she's going to come back even harder. I liked it, her, and Kim Zolciak. No, I did not like Kim Zolciak. Oh my God. No, I did not like her. I did not like Kim Zolciak. But I like to see them all together. If it's going to work, then let it be. But I didn't like Kim Zolciak because I think that she got away with too much. Kim, to me, she, you know, it's just like they gave her a pass. Maybe because she was the only white person, I don't know. But, to me, she played a lot of race cards, especially with Deshaun. I remember when Deshaun had invited her to a barbecue and she said, "Oh, I don't want to come and eat no chicken." And Deshaun was saying, and I hope they talk about that. Yes, I hope they talk about that this season because Deshaun really she had gotten no closure of that when Kim Zolciak refused to come because she thought that she was going to just eat chicken. And Deshaun was saying it was not going to just be chicken. We had shrimps, we had all types of stuff, but Kim didn't want it to come on. And then when Kim had hit the cameraman, I think that Kim should have been fired then. And not only that part, it was another part that I didn't like. When Nene was saying that Kim never wanted to film with none of them. Kim always had an excuse. But like I said, it is what it is. But whatever it is, I hope they just, bypass and they could be able to push this show forward. Bring back the original cast members. Country Girl said, "Wow, I wasn't watching it then." So what season you was watching then, Country Girl? Because I used to watch all of them. I stopped on season 13 when Nene left. I even used to write to Nene. I was making videos. I was telling Nene, I said, "Nene, do not go back on season 13 because Kenya Moore was, it's like she had got control of this show where it was just all about her. And I think that they was all coming together, just trying to plot on Nene to make her look bad. So I was glad when Nene didn't show up. I was writing her. I mean, all types of stuff. I was just seeing all types of stuff. I say, "Nene, do not come back on that show," because they was plotting. And the thing about it is that Candy was the person that was working behind the scenes. She was like, to me, and like I say, this is a reality show, right? Candy was like the puppet master. She was the one that was pulling Kenya Moore's strings, that whatever she feed Kenya Moore was going to go ahead and do it, because at the time, Candy was mad because what Nene had said at that reunion. Remember when they had that virtual reunion when Nene was saying that Candy would do stuff, but the next day nobody would remember. And after that, Candy started getting all types of gigs just to go ahead and prove her point that, she can have whatever door that she wants open for her and but still evolve. It's not like when she do it, people is talking about it for weeks and weeks. Candy do a lot of stuff. So many doors is open for Candy. But like I said there and say, it is what it is. Some stars do not shine, and that's it, all about it. And Candy didn't like that part. She didn't like how Nene was letting her have it. Just like now, how she's getting all in her feelings with Marlo. Marlo is letting her have it because Marlo knows exactly what people want. People are thinking. Candy gets away with a lot of stuff. But yet Candy is the highest paid person on that show. Candy gets more than they say everybody. Everybody, not just on Real Housewives of Atlanta, but the entire franchise. Now I'm gonna say allegedly, but that's just what they say. A country girl said, I think I started watching around season 5. Oh my god, girl, you a late boomer. You're a late boomer. But yeah, they say Candy gets more money than everybody, but what do Candy do? You know, what do Candy bring? And like I said there and say, this is just my opinion, guys. This is a reality show. This is our opinion. So Marla is taking the gloves off. Marla say, look, I'm not gonna sit there and give Candy a pass or be scared to even go near Candy unless I'm gonna be out the door or Candy gonna do something to have people coming against me. So I don't know if Marlo got an alliance with Sheree and what's her name, the Sanya Richard, because I don't know if those three gonna work out because I see now that Candy and Sonya Richard, I see that those two are falling out where Candy's saying that she's a clout chaser, because you remember last season when Marlo had said that Sonya was a clout chaser. So now I guess Candy, she feel like, she needs something to talk about that, she's going to say now, Sonya is a clout chaser. But I just don't understand why season after season after season Candy and Kenya always talking about what's going on with another cast member. Why they got to bring up their bones, their rumors? Why they don't just come up with a storyline of their own? Why, Candy is in what's her name? Candy and Kenya is worrying about who Sheree is dating. Why they worrying about somebody else? Why they just can't come on with their own storyline? And that's all people just asking about. That's all people are saying. When Candy talk about something on that show, it's always about another cast member. It's not something that she got going on. And I'm pretty sure Candy got a lot of stuff that she can talk about. But Candy is not going to put her business out on this reality show. Hey, my girl, I see my girl is in the house. Logical Speaks. How are you doing? Are you familiar with this show right here, Real Housewives of Atlanta? Let me know if you're familiar with this show because I'm thinking about going ahead and do a review on this as well. Because, like I say, this right here is my show. I used to watch this from day one, but season 13, I was done. I walked out when Nene walked out. I even deleted all my videos. But guys, like I say, y'all, some of you guys that come on, and I know that I like to talk about my spirituality. I like to talk about real life issues, but with when it comes to these platforms right here, believe it or not, we don't own these platforms. They are not going to monetize none of your stuff. They're not, and at least I don't, because I don't get a lot of supporters on my channel. So at least I can get my commercials going. Okay, long as my commercials is running, at least I don't give a care if it's $5 or $10. At least I know it's mine. Okay. A Logical Speak say, I am good. Yes, Real Housewives of Atlanta is one of my favorite shows. Okay. Well, we're going to have a lot to talk about then. Yes, indeed. Country Girl saying, hi, lovely Logical Speak. Yes, indeed. Yeah. But, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to see how it's going to play out because you all know they starts off so strong. And then before you know it, they dragging and dragging and dragging, and we tuning out of this stuff. So we're gonna see how it's gonna go ahead and work out. Yes, indeed. So, guys, yes, that's what I'm talking, coming to talk about because I haven't been on you guys for at least about how many days? About 3 days. I was caught up in my feelings, after watching Love and Marriage in Huntsville. I mean, these people are a mess. They are a mess. And believe it or not, guys, I was talking to Marcel on Facebook. And the reason why I didn't post it because I was talking to him on my main page on my Facebook, and I didn't know that he was going to go ahead and respond to me. We was talking about, the stuff that when it came to the business part with him and his wife, and he gave me a heart. He even came and he comment, which he even said my name, but I'm not gonna go ahead and post that because, like I said, that was on my original page. But I was just telling him, he was trying to use some kind of analysis, about a luxury cars and all this other stuff, and then he was trying to go ahead and spin it and justify, why he's right. But you know how Martell is. And today I saw Martell came on where him and his wife was talking when he was saying that he was the shepherd and she was the sheep. Come on, Martell. Martell is the type of person, like I say, he wants to be the man of the house, which he is the man of the house. He wants to lead, but also, you don't want to keep your wife in the back. You want your wife to be right there on the side of you. She should be your helpmate. And for Martell to say that she's the sheeps are silly, okay? In real life, if you familiar with the Bible, sheeps are silly. So that's why they need a shepherd, because if a sheep does not have the shepherd, then they're gonna go ahead and they're gonna wander off. I don't give a care how many times that they went in the same path, they still gonna figure a way to go ahead and wander off. That's why they say sheeps are silly, okay? Logical Speech said, I still watch after Nene. One monkey do not stop a show. Yes, indeed. I was upset. So, who was your favorite? I was upset when I didn't like the way things had worked out. I mean, how it played out with Nene. I didn't like it. I don't know. I just couldn't get with Kenya Moore. Logical Speech said, Martell has a huge ego, old school styles mindset. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. And I just hope that, he just don't make his wife look bad because, let me see if I can get to that. You know that, let me see. Let me see if I can. I just hope that he does not make his wife look bad because, people, when they look at these reality shows, they just don't look at it as script or these people is putting on the show. They look at this as these people real life stories, and by him playing that, he's treating his wife bad, these people are taking this stuff and they running with it. So I just hope that he realized that some of the stuff that he's saying, it's not really funny, at least when it comes to someone's feelings. Logical say, I really like them all on Real Housewives of Atlanta, no real favorite. Oh, okay. Yeah, but we're gonna see how everything is gonna go ahead and play out, guys. I'm all for it. Look, just look at this. This the part that I didn't like. These two buzzets, right? I didn't like these. I don't. I just don't. I just can't. I don't care for them. Why are they sitting there and worrying about what Sheree going on? They don't even know Martell. Now, Kenya Moore was saying that Martell was DMing her. Now, last reunion or they had, Kenya Moore really didn't even know Martell. But now she wants to go ahead and put this out. I don't think that Martell was DMing Kenya Moore. She's gonna have to show them texts. And I see where right here, Candy looking at her phone as if, I guess Kenya Moore had went ahead and texted to her, that they was DMing. But I don't believe that. That's just them trying to interfere in these people's storyline because they don't have none. And I just hope that one day Candy have a storyline. And if guys, you can remember a storyline that Candy had when she came on this show, please let me know, because I don't know no storyline that I could remember that Candy had brought to this store. I mean this show. All the stuff that Candy talked about, it was what other people had. Now with Phaedra and Portia, Candy, I remember when Portia had told Candy about all this stuff. Candy had laughed it off. But then I guess she figured out, just like they were saying, that she could make a storyline off it. So she went ahead and she ran with it, which I understand, how they went about it, saying that, Candy pretty much had, drugged Portia. I would have been upset as well. But I really think that they should bring Phaedra back on that show so Phaedra can go and explain herself so we could see exactly what's going on, which Candy had said before, and that's what I had heard. And I'm gonna say allegedly, everything in here is for entertainment purpose only. But I remember when Candy had said that, you know, that Phaedra and Carlos, they all had a part of this, and Carlos was sitting there saying he ain't had a part of all this stuff. Candy was just trying to, make it as a storyline. But I think that Phaedra should come back. Country Girl said, "Who is Kenya in a relationship with?" Girl, come on now. You know good and well, Kenya Moore does not have nobody that she's in a relationship with, unless she went ahead and faked it and most likely paid them, because they did say that one of the guys that she had brought in, you remember the guy that the light-skinned guy that Kenya Moore brought in, that she had paid him. So I don't know. Logical says Candy got Bravo by the neck with that lie that Portia was allowed to run with. Candy could have sued Bravo. I really like Phaedra. She was so funny. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that part. But the thing about it is that Phaedra, was talking about this dungeon that Candy had, and I think that not Portia, Phaedra should have came back. And the reason why Phaedra should have came back, because Candy, she banked off that. When you remember when she had that dungeon tour, Candy made a lot of money off of that. So quite obvious she wasn't that hurt when she banked off it. So soon the minute that Candy went ahead and did that, they should have went ahead and brought Phaedra back in, because Candy was doing a lot of stuff. Okay, now when it comes to the drugging and stuff like that, I don't believe that she would drug anybody, because Candy don't even drink. So I don't know about that. Yeah, Walter. And why I couldn't think of Walter? Because why I couldn't think of Walter? My God. Kenya, old dude, the light skinned guy. Yes, Walter. Yes, indeed. But guys, Kenya, like I said, I got 2 more minutes, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and close it out, because I didn't think I was gonna stay on it this long, because I was just only talking about the premiere. But yeah, Kenya. But like I said, Kenya does not have a storyline. Candy does not have a storyline. None of them have a storyline. None of them. And that's why they could interfere in everybody else's business. Logical said, and Portia was allowed to stay. Phaedra was so funny. I loved the Phaedra. Ain't nobody could come up with jokes like Phaedra. Phaedra came up with some one-liners. And they need to go ahead and bring Phaedra back. Now, I did hear that Phaedra was going to Married to Medicine, but that's not going to work out. We need Phaedra back on Real Housewives of Atlanta. If they're going to bring in these old cast and these original cast, then bring on Phaedra as well. I want, because I cannot take no Kenya Moore. I cannot take Kenya Moore. Now she can stay, but it's time for them to sit there and have a backseat. Candy and Kenya Moore. Yep. So guys, I enjoyed y'all. Thank you guys for holding me down. When my tongue start getting heavy, or I can't think of nothing with these old brains of mine. Logical speaks And my girl Queenie always holding me down. Thank you guys. Because like I said, it is what it is. I love coming on doing my lives. I love talking. This is what I like. I like doing this. Logical say I'm so late. Candy said she would leave if Phaedra came back. Well, bye, Candy. Bye. There's a door and don't come back. Yeah. So, guys, look, I'm going to go ahead and close it down. I do my little hour after that. That is it. So, thank you guys. You guys have a beautiful, blessed day. I hope you guys did. So, I'm going to go ahead and close it down and make sure you go ahead and however you feel led, because I don't tell nobody to hit like anymore because, like I said, it is what it is. Some people just don't like the truth. And like I said, it is what it is, but you should know me about now. Yes, you should know me by now. So, guys, on that note, I'm going to go ahead and close it down. Thank you, Logical Speak, and thank you, Queenie, for always holding me down, guys. And you all have a blessed day. Good night. Good night, guys. Logical say, you lady have a great rest of your evening. Thank you, girl. Country, good night. Okay, guys. All righty. Good night, guys.